Pasteurized dairy for sure. Gotta go.
Has to go.
Number 3, soy products.
Soy.
We're probably going to design another episode for each one of those. For right now, we're not going to go in details.
Right.
But definitely no soy. Number 4, no more corn.
Corn.
No more corn. So, besides that, anything else? Did I forget anything?
Well, the one thing that I will touch base is not to leave any go, because they might say, why not? Yeah, well, we'll tell you why not. Grains. Soy, which is a grain. Corn, which is another form of a grain, but those particular two do not contain any gluten. Gluten, if you want to research into it, if you type, gluten, you're going to have so much information that is going to be scary. And some people say, that gluten is alright, especially, the food manufacturers, of course, because it's a chip filler, and some of the people will tell you this is, harmful, nasty, damaging to your health. Well, what typically happens, and not to get too much of it, when we ingest a lot of grain, pasteurized dairy products, and our system is not in optimum shape, that means that we have kind of eroded the intestinal lining, the stomach lining due to stress, hundreds of things. What happens is that we develop, quote unquote, not to throw a monkey wrench here, it's called intestinal permeability. It makes your intestinal walls permeable, and a lot of those whole particles filter into the blood system. And what happens is that the body is going to see them as foreign substances that have not been broken down into starches, into amino acids, blah, 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 and the body will attack it. So the same food that you're eating to make you strong, healthy, keep on going, is actually harming you.
Again, creates inflammation.
Absolutely. It's absolutely right. It creates more inflammation, and your efforts to lose weight, they're going to go down the toilet. Why? Because the foods that you're eating that you think, unbeknownst to you, that are good to you, they're actually creating more inflammation, and they're going to make you feel awful. So just give yourself, let's say that you don't change everything 100%, but those two things for now, let's give them that little task. Take away anything that's grain or grain byproduct, and take away anything that's actually dairy or dairy related. Take it away for 2 weeks. If you don't feel better, I'll be damned.
Exactly. So, besides that, if you follow everything, and for whatever reason, things are not necessarily going just the way you want it.
Absolutely.
There's a couple of things that you can also pay attention to eventually. And one of them is a hormonal imbalance. There's a possibility you might have a hormonal imbalance. Another one is a parasitic infection. Mm-hmm. And the third one, but not the least, will be some sort of a food sensitivity, which is need to be tested.
Right.
So all those 3 things basically can be tested. We'll talk about it in a later episode. We're not going to talk about it today. For right now, just follow the things that we talked about.
Right. Realize, guys, that I know we throw a lot of information and we kind of leave you hanging with this piece of information and the other stuff, but it's taking us years to do some of this stuff. So don't think that you're gonna start, embark on a road to health, and all of a sudden, you're gonna have all the pieces right in front of you. It's gonna take a while, and we want you to take a while for 2 reasons. 1, because you're not gonna overwhelm your body, and 2, you're gonna give yourself a chance to learn. And this is one motto that we have very clear, that the more people we can teach, the more people you can teach. And before we know it, we'll have a society that knows how to take care of themselves at the most basic need, which is actually to eat, to drink, to have healthy relationships, to have good food at your reach, and it's very important to us. So you'll be like another piece of the puzzle. We start with us, move on to you move to other people, and before we know it, this thing can go viral, and people actually can get into the habit of eating good food, drinking water, going to sleep, having a much happier, healthy, productive life. And that's my ride here. That's my journey, and I want to make it just as good for everybody else around me.
Excellent.
I'll shut up now.
Thank you. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching our episodes. It is a pleasure. Anytime we do this, we do have fun doing it. Please make all the comments, ask us questions, be a little bit more participant in this process, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. We're done?
I'm done.
Have a beautiful rest of the day, or whatever you're watching.
Right.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.